And good day to you. Hello, sir. Hello, Ashley. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Sorry about last week and missing that one. Let's see if this music's on a little bit too loud, maybe. There we go. But we are back with the next episode of our War of Northern Aggression live stream, Grand Tactician, the Civil War. We're actually reeling from a defeat at Cumberland in western Maryland. We ended the last stream on defeat. Heyo, nice to see you. Yep. I should be good to go this week. I got what we have in store streaming wise this week is we've got Grand Tactician today and Thursday. Yeah, the weather was kind of crazy over here in northeastern Ohio. The storm itself was pretty bad. Normally we get lake effect snow as is. I live kind of too west and south to get totally impacted by or severely impacted by lake effect snow, although we do receive some where I'm located. But those areas that are right off the coast of Lake Erie to the east of it get pounded. But this was not lake effect snow. This was a storm system that just sat on top of the Midwest for a while. I'm sure many people were affected. But we have the stream scheduled for today and Thursday. I am also, if anyone is interested, we're going to see how this goes. I'm going to attempt Crusader Kings 3 live stream campaign at night, though. So I understand if many of you cannot make it because of work or other things. But I will be, and those will be nighttime streams. They'll be later at night for me. That's the best time I can do it. So we'll stick with the Grand Tactician streams at the normal time, 10:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I had hinted at possibly doing other streaming of other games during at different parts of the day. Now that said, I want to stay consistent with the game, so you will not see Grand Tactician streams at that 10 p.m. start. You'll see them at this normal time. But I do want to see. I want to see the additions to the Royal Court. We'll play around with that. And I haven't picked up Crusader Kings in a long time. I played it a little bit when it first came out, so we'll see. It'll be interesting to see the changes and stuff like that. But let's focus here on the Civil War here. So coming off the defeat in Cumberland, and there's a lot of reorganization to do. That's Porterfield. But Joe Johnston has been disgraced in his loss in defeat. So we may even have to replace Johnston. He was actually kicked off. He was the chief of armies, and they have replaced him with Gideon Pillow. But we are probably going to replace Joe Johnston, probably with Jackson here. Now, in that defeat, we had some amazing performances by our crack units, the Mainzer Freiwillig. Hopefully, I pronounced that a little bit better this time. But the Mainzers were definitely impactful. They almost saved the day, along with the Muskegee Guard. So John Gordon and John Scott performing well. Before you forget, you were thinking... Did you forget? But those are the two crack brigades under Jackson's division. I wonder if we should promote one of them to... Getting better every day. What, at the game? hope so. But we have some wounded officers that we need to replace as well. You should do a tutorial about the best perks to choose for. Yeah, you know what? I haven't done a tutorial in a while. It's probably time to sit down and do some more tutorials. There's a... Now that I understand a few more things better. Oh, with the pronunciation. Thank you. Yes. Okay, good. Yeah, yes, Google is very friendly. Also, the Indian territory name of... Let's go over here. Here we go. We're over here in Tahlequah. That's a little bit easier than the German Tahlequah. I'm pretty sure that's almost exactly how we pronounce it. Tahlequah. So, yes, trying to improve pronunciations. Wait until I do Crusader Kings, and that will be a disaster. But that's for another time. We do. So, first order of business. And actually, let me, for anyone new joining the stream, let's go over the ground rules of the campaign. So this is War of Northern Aggression, meaning that as the Confederate States, we are on the defensive. We are playing a defensive campaign. We can't invade the neutral states, Delaware, Maryland, Kentucky, and Missouri. We consider to be in our right to invade and take over, but this is a revolution for the Confederate right to rule themselves. We will not invade the North. This is a war of northern aggression, not southern aggression. So that is the ground rules of the campaign. We are trying to cap ourselves manpower-wise as far as we can match but not exceed Union manpower levels. That doesn't mean in reserves, though. And one thing I've noticed, if you go on your military management screen and you pop open the recruit a new army, you're shown the number of volunteer recruits or drafts if you have drafts selected. So it shows here 19,000 volunteers currently. But did you know, and you may already know this, if we recruit from an individual brigade attaching to this division, so if we wanted to recruit a brand new individual brigade, you click on the plus sign, that actually shows you all possible recruits. So we actually have a manpower reserve of about 39,000 men, not 19. Because this shows you all the states that have possible volunteers in them. So like New Mexico territory, we cannot create the difference being you cannot create a new army in those territories. So these are the only states you can create a new army. But if you wanted to see your actual total volunteer manpower reserve, this will show you like Arizona territory. We have 573 volunteers available. We even have 365 men from Delaware that want to fight for the Gray. So that is something I picked up on before, but didn't really kind of dawn on me. We got 14,000 men from West Virginia that want to sign up. We can't create an army from there, but we can create some West Virginia brigades. Yeah, so West Virginia is not an option to create an army there. So if you didn't know that, I wanted to point that out. Also, I had a question about blockade running. And I guess the only thing I've able to find out about blockade runners is that it's all impacted through your trade war subsidies. So I'm going to replace Johnston. Yep. We can't have a defamed army commander. Even though he's a corps commander right now, but I'm going to have to replace him. I think we're going to replace him with Jackson. So abstractly, you have blockade runners that work in the abstract. Again, this might be things you guys already are aware of. Anyone newer to the game, though, might not be. Trade warfare impacts you can't build blockade runners per se, but if you are maxing out your trade war subsidies, that means your blockade running is more efficient. Now you can use your fleets to we can use our fleets maybe to harass the Union blockaders and maybe make our trade warfare more efficient that way. You mentioned building ships a few streams ago. My question is how you upgrade ports, because there seems to be no means. You can't, I don't think you can manually upgrade ports. I think they may upgrade on their own, like how factories will upgrade and be built. Yeah, Johnston's got to get replaced. Yeah, I like Joe Johnston too. And welcome to the stream, TS Scope. Appreciate the question. But yeah, you can't manually upgrade ports. I'm pretty sure they may upgrade on their own through depending on how your subsidies are used. I think it would be the industry subsidies. I think the developers are planning on giving you the ability to manually upgrade down the road, but they haven't implemented that yet. All right, so we reviewed the ground rules. Let's review the overall strategy really quickly. So like we just said, lost the battle at Cumberland, a very close one. Dan the Man, how's it going? I just started this game and can't win anything. Any tips? Anything more specific? What seems to be holding you back as far as gaining victories? It could be, there's two things, because you have the grand strategy side of it. Are you losing the campaign side of it, or are the tactical battles giving you some frustrations, or both? One thing I was going to do here is, so it looks like Hawes's Virginia Cavalry Reserve is retreating deeper into Pennsylvania and Maryland. I'm going to try, this might be kind of an exploity gamey thing, but I'm going to see if I can't just transfer his command to Joe Johnston's army. The infantry side, I am always outnumbered, and when I try to grow, I have no men left. So that sounds like a policy thing. So, depending on what side I am, well, there's a couple things that impact recruitment. So your military policies have the biggest impact, but you also have the starting game policies. Always, I think it's almost unless you're trying to play a role-playing style game, I think industrialization for either side has to be picked. It gives you a plus 25% manpower boost in 25% increase in population. I know that's the Confederacy one. On the Union side, the Union population, 20% increase for the Union by selecting industrialization. Had a small impact of national. So right there, that gives you a manpower boost. The military policies, especially the militia acts in the beginning of the game, will give you a huge impact on volunteers. Regulars give you a small, veteran army. It's not a huge impact on manpower, but a small boost. Those are some things I would start off with. And the other thing is always, some players will tell you to keep all your sliders on subsidies on max. If you had to pick and choose, you always got to make sure recruitment is at the very highest. And that's a good tip too by Ashley. Merge your brigades at the outside. Now, if you merge your unit, if you leave your units unmerged, they will pull in recruits. So they'll auto recruit whatever you have in your manpower pool. You can condense down your units to be bigger because if the brigades are too small, they're definitely not fighting as effectively. So that's the and then you can just create new brigades after you merge your units. But I would start with those policies and take a look. I think early in the game you can get away with a lot of military policies for manpower. And then by the fall maybe of 61, 62 or winter, if you feel like you're behind industry-wise, start doing industry policies. But you can get it to a huge jump in manpower by just doing the manpower policies. So we're going to try to transfer Hawes's cavalry into Joe Johnston so we get him out of Maryland. Again, let's see if this will work. I think it will let us do this. I'll just have to, when we can create a new corps or new division. So we're just going to throw the division or the brigades in there. Oh, yep. We can just, okay, we can just transfer the divisions. All right, so we just teleported Hawes's cavalry out of there. So that was a little gamey, I guess. Oh, they'll be there in one day too. Nice. So that's one way to get a retreating army out of enemy territory, I guess. And then, all right, and then we have to wait for Joe Johnston to retreat. Well, I guess we'll promote Jackson. Now, do we promote John Scott to the division command? I think he's earned it. But I really like him commanding the Mainz Brigade. But he's earned the promotion, that is for sure. Let's see if we can find another stud brigade commander. Mansfield Lowell. James Deschler's got some good stats to start with. Trying to find maybe a nice... Oh, there we got AP Hill is available. Let's do AP Hill. He needs to be commanding a unit, that is for sure. You know, you gotta love the mullet on John Scott there. Yeah, he's going to be the new division. I mean, he's sporting that mullet and goatee. That alone earns him a division command. Joe Johnston, sorry, buddy. You got to go. Well, we had some other wounded commanders, too, that need to be replaced. George Randolph. Wounded in action. Actually, that's fine. I like Imboden, but we will replace... I actually want to replace him with a artillerist. Remember that cavalry charge by Hood? That was even though we lost that battle, that was a fun battle, to be honest. That was a fun battle to lose. Pickett's got 3 fame. His other stats are okay. Nice initiative, nice leadership. All right, Preston Smith was also wounded. Lots of wounded officers that battle. Let's do Dabney H. Maury. Yeah, DeRosie. Does Pickett have brigade commanders who have more fame than him? Kemper's got 3 stars. Yeah, Jackson. He's got 5-star fame. He even has 1-star experience. And we upgraded some weapons here too. Alright, the infantry weapons are good. What about... Why isn't that... I don't have horse artillery here. Let's see if we can upgrade this gun. We got some decent artillery too. We're going to give them a 12-pounder though for their divisional artillery. Yeah, I was thinking maybe we can even give them that. And we can recruit a cavalry, horse artillery. I still have to replace DeRosie. Well, can you change him into a horse battery? Maybe change the artillery ransom. Okay, I see what you meant. I think I did. I think I did what you suggested. I think. Let's find another cavalry commander to replace. We'll do James P. Major. Lieutenant Major. Major Lieutenant. Alright, so Jackson has a little work to do, though, after the defeat and stabilizing that situation. They're going to have to try to fall back to Harper's Ferry and Winchester to resupply, too, because all their supplies are gone, although it looks like the Union forces might be low on supply too. Now, we could, I mean, we have the forts here for a reason, to free up Lee if he needs to come to the aid of the valley. We also have Porterfield with about 7,000 men that we could call upon, and they're regular trained, so he's been busy training those men up. So those aren't pushover men. So why don't we do this? We are going to... We'll move Porterfield north into the valley just in case we need to. I have a feeling the Union is not going to pursue, but they might. Yeah, it's highly recommended that you garrison. I try to put a small brigade, at least one small size brigade of infantry in. Like this one right here, Fort Walton is behind the line, so I haven't garrisoned it up. They do start with their own small garrison and usually 20 guns. like 20 heavy guns. And you can even probably, even extra, if you don't want to squander the manpower in your forts, if you put in like a battalion or two of artillery, that will increase the garrison size up quite a bit. But I have these garrisons on the Potomac are heavily manned. Heavily manned. Like I would expect if I were to pull Lee out from Alexandria and these forts are attacked, that they will stay sieged for a while and give us enough time to come back. But we're gonna order Porterfield north if he needs to support Jackson in the northern part of the valley. And then while that was happening, the Battle of Cumberland, we were in the middle of an invasion of Kentucky. I have Magruder fallen behind, creating depots in our conquered towns of Kentucky. I have the Southern Cavalry Reserve under Stand Waite, his goal was either to come in behind the Union forces along the Cumberland here and either pull Union forces towards him, or maybe we can get in and around their position. So it looks like the Union is staying put. There's a second corps of about 24,000 men. Army of Kentucky. We have Longstreet, Army of Central Tennessee with 26,000 men. We also have Lewis Little as our engineer unit. Now, so if we remember last stream, we had issues with this fort icon disappearing, and it looks like it reappeared on the reload. And there's 6,000 troops? Oh my lord. So, and it's still Union held, which is crazy. So there's that. And that was not like that before. And then our Fort Kershaw was it wasn't there before. We had the garrison unit showing, but now it's back. Are you talking about in Hopkinsville? It'll be interesting to see what happens when we hit play here and see what happens with this fort. So I'm going to actually order, or actually we're going to try to collapse down on this second corps with Johnston and Longstreet and the Southern Cavalry Reserve. So we could try to get in behind here. Let's do forced march. And then, so that's Kentucky right now. We were trying to take some Indian territory forts. There was a Union force, but it looks like he went down. He's on the Texas border now. We might have to scramble and create a Texas Reserve Army. Yes, unfortunately, that's what it looks like it happened now. But in the last stream, the fort, disappeared under the map. It wasn't apparent to me that there was no Union force here at Fort Trabue, and now there is. Because Longstreet was in Nashville. We would have laid siege to that fort. But yeah, that's what it looks like now. But that wasn't the case in the last stream. There was some kind of graphical glitch, and on the reload of this game, this Fort Trabue and Fort Kershaw reappeared. The garrison for Fort Kershaw was there, but it wasn't. The fort was not there as well. So it was a strange situation. Because we would have taken care of this garrison first before crossing the Cumberland with Longstreet. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Well, McCulloch's going to try to take Fort Gibson. He's got 19,000 men out west. It looks like 4,000 men here on the Texas border, but with another 19,000 men in Missouri. Overall strategic situation, we have 50% British intervention. Yeah, I have a garrison on the Potomac that's over the cap. I don't know how much, what the impacts of that are, if if it's just not efficient supply wise. We could do Branson. If we create another fort in southern Missouri, we can call it Fort Branson. National morale for the Union, 74. We have 99. National support, we're at 99 ourselves. Morale of armies are about even. They've won 9 battles somehow. That's something. I think that has something to do with some of the naval losses that we've taken. We've also lost a couple land battles too. Total casualties 32,000 to 16,000. I don't think that I can't manually stop the fort production. I'm not worried about it. If we build 2 forts next to each other, it is not the end of the world. But as long as there's an army within the dark circle range, then they'll start building the fort. I think if you're away from it long enough, it might disappear. I seem to remember noticing starting a fort one time and moved my army away, and the fort construction stopped completely. Right, it doesn't make sense, but I was building the fort because the fort icon was gone. I thought the fort was still there, but again, it was a graphical glitch. So I started building a fort just to be on the safe side. So if we have 2 forts, it just you're putting too many supplies in. It's fine. It will be fine. It's not really costing us a ton. Although army upkeep is at 51 million. But for something's going on with the Union, their army upkeep is huge. They're spending almost 200 million. I don't know if they're just massively recruiting. Don't you need to exceed the garrison by more than 10 times to siege? No. I mean, you can always lay siege to a fort, even... Now, whether you win or not, that's a different issue altogether. All right, why don't we get this going? Magruder's building a depot here at Lebanon. Or what's that? Landon, not Lebanon. The Union is building supply depots. He's got one here in Clarksville. All right, so see, there was something wrong, because Little was here before, if there was truly a, if the game last stream recognized the Union controlling this fort, we would have laid siege to it already, because I didn't, Little just automatically laid siege to this fort. They have, actually they have 2,800 men. We won't assault it, but maybe he can starve them out. McCulloch will assault the siege, the fort. Oh, check railroad status too. Yes, we'll do that. Oh yes, we can build the Cumberland Gap Railroad. Good call. Good call, Ashley. Yep, so we'll have, when that's completed, how long, actually I didn't see how long that was going to take. 606 days to complete, but it is what it is. I mean, we'll start gaining some tax revenue from that. Plus, if we can, we're already spending $1 million on transportation subsidies. I'm surprised that 606 isn't shorter. It would probably be shortened up if we take Lexington. We can probably speed up the production of that rail line. So I haven't garrisoned these forts yet. Let's see, stand wait. Oh, he's not moving. He decided not to move. All right, now he's on the move. All right, he's starting to get low on supplies. But he's still in good condition, so I'm not going to panic about his supply situation yet. That's a good question. I'm sure it will. So I feel like the length of time, because we don't have Lexington, is higher than it would normally. All right, so Fort Gibson falls in Indian Territory. It looks like the Army of the West is retreating back. I have to imagine that. I need to pause this. I would have to imagine that that Army of the West is not doing too well, supply-wise. Although I think it's only like 5,000 strong, 4,000 men. Let's see, partisan brigades. What do we want? What perk do we want? The Southern Cavalry Reserve. Using conventional cavalry forces for deep raids will harass enemy movements in the rear, making this unit good at distracting the enemy. Skirmishing efficiency plus 25%. Raiding morale hit on enemies plus 10. We can do that one. Oh, wow. Bushwhackers and partisan brigades do like the same thing. Limelights. Chemical lamps using superheated balls of lime. Create a glow known from lighthouses. Siege and skirmishing efficiency during nighttime plus 25. And we could do flying column. Because I don't want to be raiding Kentucky yet. I want to raid into Indiana. Part of the plan is to use these large cavalry reserves as massive raiding force. You want to do expert scouts then? I like flying column because of the supplies and speed. For both cavalry and infantry corps. I think I'm going to do flying. Although the intelligence one is good, I think flying column overall just has good, just the overall supply benefits of it. Plus 50% supplies. All right, now I think it's time to strike. All right, so he's starting to resupply from the ferry here, so that's good. Yeah, if you're undecided on a perk, you can't really go wrong with flying column, I would think. All right, so the two armies of Tennessee starting to converge. Oh, they're moving out. Oh, there's 2 corps. 14. There's like 38,000 men. Actually, I probably could have him set to scout. Yeah, the ambulance one seemed nice before, so it looks like... Are they going to try to cross at Fort Poe? Actually, we should go back to offensive stance if I want to have a chance of him entering the battle. Oh, they're moving pretty fast there. That's fine. We can just try to hit the Department of Ohio there. Probably should have had a garrison built there already, though. They won't be ready, but I'll start building a garrison there. Is that Fort Poe? Oh, we'll do a political general, why not? From Tennessee. Keep that support up. Yeah, but those garrison men won't be ready. Actually, I don't want Wait to run into this corps. I actually want them to come. I want to, if we can split off this Union Corps from the larger Second Corps. There we go. Yeah, you can set a timer. Yeah, so like right here, move at time, so we can set a specific time. So, but it won't issue like a coordinated time. Yeah, they're going after, I actually do want defensive stance for Stanwait. I want him to withdraw. I don't want to engage the infantry corps with a cavalry corps. That's fine. If that means we can pick off this corps by their lonesome with the R2 infantry corps, then perfect. Let's take a quick peek, though. Oh, it looks like there is a corps at the in southern Ohio threatening eastern Kentucky. Oh, we got to get Jackson back to resupply at Winchester. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to pursue yet. Oh, how did Jackson end up that far across? I could have swore Lee had 20,000 men. He doesn't have that much disabled. Move up the Western Louisiana Army. What happened to movement options? I rarely see the option to take trains anymore. Same in tactical. Rarely see the advanced fallback option anymore. Oh, they're gonna win that siege. But fort condition's down to 24 though. So we'll be able to take it with a larger force pretty easily. Hey Jeff, how's it going? The Louisiana Army. Where is that army? The Army of the South? Oh no, Western Louisiana. Okay, there we go. Well, he can support in that siege there. I wonder if... do you think it's enough manpower to take Fort Trabue? Now units just turn around and walk away instead of falling back. Are you talking the tactical fallback order? Yeah, I used to have. Yeah, it used to work really well. I'll have to take a. Well, if we have a battle here soon, we'll take a look at that. I think I know what you mean. Oh, they're not moving now. All right, let's attack. Attack. using road movement. Of course. We really need to get military too. So we have 28,000, they're 29, or they have 38,000. This is not the battle I wanted to fight. So he should come. Try to slip away from the attacking enemy without offering battle. If successful, the unit will break contact and withdraw in orderly fashion with the rear guard ordered to skirmish with the enemy. If this fails, the enemy could force a battle or withdraw. Yeah, this is not the battle I was hoping to fight. Alright, there we go. He's 4 hours away. Yeah, this is more what I wanted to fight. Yep, this is the battle I wanted. So they have, Union has military too, so they're able to coordinate a little bit better. Should work. It is McClellan. Alright, let's do this. Thank the good Lord. Let the McClellan bashing begin. Tonight we will water our horses in the Tennessee River. As he gets shot in the leg. He was shot in the leg, right? Because they took his boot off and all his blood came out. Okay, we got Army of Tennessee. Even the Army of Western Louisiana with his 2,000 men are going to come to assist, which is nice. Very nice of him to do. Who is that, Bragg or Little? Price. And let's see. Longstreet is 3 hours away. Oh, good. If he arrives in 3 hours, that's perfect. Ooh, eager. That brigade will arrive in 11 hours. That's fine. That's only 2,000 men. Femoral wound bled out. Yeah, yeah. I think he didn't think anything of it at first, I believe. We have 107 guns. We got the Covfefe Cavaliers. Oh, we got the sharpshooters. Did I spell sharpshooters wrong? Did I miss the H? Wow. But the sharpshooters and the Cavaliers are in this battle. We got Burke's Bushwhackers in Ultima Ratio. I'm sure Roseannadanna will arrive later in the stream. Oh no, that's Ashley's artillery. Ultima Ratio. All right. Fighting Spirit, 94 and 88. Let's take a look at the Union forces. Department of Ohio, fighting 87, 89. The Department of Ohio is their best corps. We have Reno, Steele, Tower, and McGregor. I think the SARP. The SARP shooters. I should take out the other H. SARP suitors. Oh, they're 8 hours away. Ooh. Ooh. 8 hours it is. Oh, it's 1 in the afternoon. We are on the attack. I don't like our starting situation. What are the objectives? 2. Nashville Turnpike in the north, Round Forest in the center. So it looks like they're probably even around this area, about near Round Forest. A lot of battles on this Stones River map. So this is our main road right now. Where is Longstreet coming from? Longstreet expected to arrive from Woodbury. Where's Woodbury? Well, he'd be coming. He was on the map, on the campaign map, he was in the east. So he's got to be coming from, yeah, the Woodbury Pike. Oh, nice. I like that. Because he can come in from behind. If the Union is set up around Round Forest, Longstreet comes in on their flank. It looks like Woodbury Pike. So yeah, good. And he's only 2 to 3 hours away. So I think the goal, I think we need to rush this and try to get to them quickly. Where are the sharpshooters? Oh, that's Longstreet, isn't it? So we'll start in column. So we're going to try to be quick about this. So because we don't have, it's 1 in the afternoon, 3 hours, it'll be about 4 in the afternoon. Partly cloudy. Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be enough time. Where would his reinforcements be coming from? They would probably be coming from the west. West or north. Alright, so start ordering them forward. I don't think they're marching. I don't see any marching dust clouds. I bet you they're fortified right around here. Although sometimes my assumptions are wrong. They could be like over here. Are they already getting tired? All right, already 2:30. Already 2:30 in the afternoon. Well, maybe at the very least we can get into a good position for the start of the next day battle, although they'll have full reinforcements by then. All right, where are those scouts? I'm going to detach Forest. All right, well, we've spotted them. Or at least a couple brigades. Oh, that's even better. I like their forward position. Because Longstreet can come straight down the Murfreesboro Pike. I noticed the AI's been entrenching a lot more. Is that Longstreet? Longstreet has arrived. Still plenty of daylight. Plenty of daylight. His left is anchored on Stones River, but now we have Longstreet arriving. I'll let him arrive. All right, we're going to get Hampton here, and then we'll probably put Beauregard on the left of Hampton's division. Where's Ultima Ratio? Put Ultima Ratio on the left as well. Van Dorn's Coffee Cavaliers. So I think we want to send them north. All right, these are the sharpshooter. Why am I just noticing that now? I've already spelled coffee wrong and sharpshooters wrong. For the record, if anyone's keeping track. We'll lead with the sharpshooters, though. We'll do Zollicoffer next. All right, so the marching order is good. Beauregard is a little bit disrupted with cohesion right now. Hampton's division seems good, though. Maintaining discipline. Yeah, the main, even when McClellan receives his reinforcements, the goal here is that if we can isolate this corps that will be here, even at the end of the day, if we haven't completed the job, he should be cut off from the zones. That if we can get force in more behind, I think the Union redeployment zone will be. I don't see how they'll be able to redeploy out of there. I don't like Zollicoffer's path here. Should take Winder's guns here, and he can deploy right here in the flank. All right, five in the evening now. All right, we'll try to get Hampton in position. Alright, we gotta get Beauregard in battle formation. Really want ultimo ratio on our left. See if Winder can actually get into a firing position right here on the Union right. Or Union right. Yeah, the sharpshooters are almost at the Stones River crossings. You have already had more pop-up movement options than I have had in the last 3 days. So do you think, so are you saying the interface isn't really working? Something's wrong with your interface? Do you think you have to re-download maybe the game or install it? I don't see their gun. Oh, they have some gunners right there. Oh, he's taking some losses. Heavy casualties. Those are 3-inch ordnance rifle guns. Come on, do your job. Wish there was a better road leading from the Lebanon Turnpike to Wayne's Hill. Hey, Sunflex Raven, how's it going? Like ordering one brigade to move up, it's just move, no advance, no or charge options. I might. Oh, I know what you mean. Like it's grayed out. Like, yeah, I'm not 100% sure on why sometimes you can't move. It could be. I don't know if it's the. I mean, I have AI initiative on actually. We actually want to get Van Dorn. I want Van Dorn over here. Well, we can cross. We can get right into the rear. Let's cross the river with the sharpshooters. can get a battery on this little protrusion in the Stones River area. Alright, I got Trappier laying down. Although we're probably going to hit nightfall here soon. But I think our deployment zone should be very good. I would check your settings. See if there's some kind of AI setting checked off or on. I really did a poor job getting Beauregard in position. The Whitworth rifles. We got flanking fire, though, from Lane's batteries. All right, why don't we get some sharpshooters, some skirmishing sharpshooters out? All right, end of the day, troops are resupplied and deployment. So now we're going to have to figure out. The Union's going to be coming probably from the Nashville Turnpike to flank us. So that would probably leave Beauregard to maybe have to try to defend. And then we have Barksdale too. Oh, nice. We're connected too in our deployment zone. I scoured through the weapon codes a bit yesterday. Didn't know that the Dreiss was even in game. No idea how to get it in game. I know they want to put coffee mill guns and Gatling gun in eventually. Well, Price is here too, with his 2,000 men. I see Claiborne. I sometimes don't like the way the artillery interacts with the fence sometimes. I don't know if that's a good position there. That might be better. Van Dorn. So Van Dorn actually can link up with Forrest, the bushwhackers. Is there a crossing here? So we'll actually use Barksdale to protect our rear. So maybe maybe we keep him on Wayne's Hill. All right, Hampton is fine where he's at. We got ultimate ratio that we can get into a better position, I think, right here. Or not. How about right here? It looks like they are able to fire. Let's see how that positioning of the guns go. That's your strategy, build Navy and not use them. That's my strategy too. I want to test something with the fastest possible sea ships that I can build and just try to do hit and run tactics with raiding. And I'm wondering, I think it's more about expectation. You're going to lose some Confederate ships, but if you can disrupt the Union blockade, and if you have trade warfare on max subsidies, I'm wondering if that would impact your trade, your trade positively. Because even though we did try to raid one time in this campaign, and we were beaten pretty severely, but the ships a lot of the ships actually made it back to port. Oh, really? Von Schlieffen did come up with his plan. Oh, that's very good to know. Yeah, Jackson's Shenandoah campaign became a well-studied military campaign. So it's going to be a little tricky here because Beauregard might... Or we got Barksdale and Zollicoffer, or even Beauregard if we have to turn to the Union Because there's another Union Corps that's going to be bearing down right on us, so we need to make quick work of McClellan here. All right, I think it's time to fire her up. This should be really interesting. All right, Union did not move. Probably should throw some scouts out. Germans did nothing. We learned from Grant's overland campaign. I think it's more about the geography. The similar thing about the overland campaign is, I mean, the smart thing Grant did was he kept going left when he would run into entrenchments. So he wasn't trying to, his only major mistake was going a full-scale assault at Cold Harbor, where he regretted making that frontal assault. But the overall campaign, he was not trying to make frontal assaults. The problem, he had the problem of, one of the criticisms of the overland campaign was Grant delegating too much to Meade. Not that Meade was a bad army commander, but by delegating as much as he did to Meade, there was a lack of coordination. Part of Meade's frustration with the overland campaign was Burnside took direct orders from Grant. So Meade was controlling Hancock's Corps and I think it was Wright's Corps, which was originally commanded by, I don't know if it was, I forget who was commanding Wright's Corps before Wright, and there was one other corps, and Meade had direct contact with those corps, but he didn't know if he could call upon Burnside or not to reinforce. And what was happening was the Union would get to a position where they wanted to attack Lee's lines, but because of lack of follow-up on many times, there was a lot of frustration in the Union lines because they would hear the digging of entrenchments and they knew what that meant. If they didn't get to a part of the Confederate line by a certain time, they could hear the digging of entrenchments and would get really frustrated, and because they knew they were going to be running into a fortified position and meant like almost certain high casualties. Oh, I didn't think you were criticizing Grant. No, I thought his overland campaign, I think overall is pretty, it was a pretty solid thing. He was trying to avoid frontal assaults, but even the Schlieffen was designed in essence to avoid a frontal assault and try to get around the Allied position. But what happens is you run into the Channel in Europe, and you run into the end of the Jamestown Peninsula and the James River. So he settled on a siege of Petersburg and tried to starve Lee out of Petersburg. I think it's a waste of resources to build ironclads as the Confederates, as far as the Union River strategy. The Union River AI is not good. So if there's no reason to build an ironclad, which you would most likely use on the river to help defend your ports. But it seems like the Confederates have an advantage in the game right now because the Union does nothing to counter the river fleet. All right, let's get this battle going. So I think we'll try to hit hard on the Union right flank here. All right, guns are blazing. Oh, why is Hill broken? Unit cohesion is suffering. Come on. Come on, DH Hill. I mean, I guess that's sometimes that happens over the nighttime. Although in hindsight you're right. In hindsight they probably should have. They should have seen it coming that, oh, what's going to happen if we keep trying to go to their flank and they just extend their lines. The odd thing is how much a lack of attention of the fluid Eastern Front. You don't hear a lot of people talking about how fluid the World War I was in the Eastern front. Ooh, I liked it. I thought Grant had to delegate because he drank so much. Well, here's the big debate about Grant and the extent of his drinking. So if there looks to be a large attempt to maybe hide. So if you're on the side of Grant was a big drinker and that's why he had to delegate, then you would probably also believe that there was a large effort to conceal his drinking in the history books, even though there's a lot of reports. But there's a lot of we don't know how much of it was rumor and reputation because he left the army because of a drinking incident back before the war. There's just, to me, there seems to be a lot of reports about his drinking, and then there's these counter reports that say he wasn't. Some of the drinking stories about him don't fit his MO in drinking. But I think that says a lot that if you have a reputation of a certain kind of drunk and you have to use anecdotes of him behaving differently as a drunk that wouldn't fit his normal drinking style, meaning he was all reports indicate he was a solitary drinker that made a fool of himself when he drank, and he wasn't like an aggressive drunk. He didn't like to drink around people, but a lot of stories that have him drinking in public are used to debunk the actual drinking incidents. So, but I haven't heard a lot about him having to delegate in the Overland campaign because of his drinking. I think according to again, the source material is weird. I think Grant's excuse was he didn't want to disrupt the Army of the Potomac so much because he had considered relieving Meade, but kept Meade on because he wanted retain the cohesion of the Potomac Army, and he actually respected Meade a lot because Meade, I think, Meade had talked to Grant about understanding if he was removed from command, that he completely understood if he was to be relieved by Grant. Oh, they get out of their entrenchments. Oh, they might be trying to get after these guns. Well, let's come in to support. All right, we've inflicted 250 casualties right in the first half hour of the battle, so that's good. Good opening salvo. Need to find out where the Union reinforcements are coming from, though. Because they could be coming from over here, too. Battle of Clarksville. Alright, so I got McClaws scouting out. We need to know where the Union reinforcements are coming from. Because I'm going to have to hold... I need to hold back a reserve. Are these guys firing? Yeah, they are. That's good. James is not. I wonder if he can get in down here and fire. Well, the sharpshooters are going to come out of the woods. A Union cohesion is breaking down. Well, I think we'll try to move forward with Zollicoffer. You're surrounded, McClellan. Oh, they're bringing up their batteries. Interesting. Oh, they're going to try to break out here. I left too much of a gap. They got 18 guns in that battery right there. I don't think no KIAs. I had a lot of wounded in the last battle. All right. Hugh J's battalion is taking some casualties though, so it looks like they're... Is it just from the skirmishers? Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot. There seems to be even in Grant's biography from the last one by I can't think of the author's name. He does seem to try to talk about the realities that yeah, Grant had somewhat of a drinking problem, but even uses like, again, the author uses reports of Grant's drinking not fitting his normal drinking style. So when you have to say, well, that's not how he normally was drunk as your defense, it kind of tells you a little bit. This time the report was he was riding a horse crazily, all drunk, made a scene. Well, that wasn't his style. That's your defense of his drinking? Still no signs of the Union reinforcements. You need to take out those guns there. Oh yeah, I forgot about Price. I forgot about Price's brigade. George James should be inflicting a lot of pain on this brigade here. 51 casualties. I think we could probably move Lane down a little bit too. Oh, they're receiving artillery fire from where? Oh, they're probably going to cross the river. Are they going to try to cross the river to get to those guns? Cannot let that happen. Actually, you halt. Oh, they're falling back. They looked like they were going to try to cross the river there. They thought better of it. All right, they got 4 brigades there. Still no sign of the reinforcements. Yeah, it's what we're kind of doing. Yeah, we'll throw out some more skirmishers here and advance. I don't like that. All right, so Zollicoffer with the sharpshooters will push forward. They're losing a lot of men. This forward battery. Oh, but we're breaking down Sedgwick's detachment. Okay, so let's focus on the main brigade then. And we'll push forward with Buckner. Buckner didn't want to move forward there. A lot of skirmishing going on. I'm not seeming to be doing as much damage as I think I should be. See, this brigade here, I think we can get Miggs's brigade. They look kind of isolated. So we're going to attack with Ledbetter and Gregg. Then Early can come in behind. I guess we are fighting kind of in forested terrain. All right, where are these Union reinforcements? It's like they don't want to come into McClellan's aid. I guess it's only been an hour. All right, so they're there. They just took Wade's Mill. All right, so I still got Beauregard with a couple of brigades in reserve. We'll use Zollenkoffer to defend Round Forest. So we'll set him up here. We have Van Dorn with some artillery. We'll use we'll use Price's 2,000 men to try to plug this gap up so McClellan doesn't try to retreat through there. How bad is this artillery pounding us? Kind of, sort of. Withers is taking... It's supported by infantry, so I don't want to just go in and rush those guns. Got counter battery fire from Butler. See, we got... Okay, 750 to our 500, though. Hey, boys, Grant beat down Lee, won the war, forcing total Southern surrender. So stop the armchair character assassination. He was a great leader, if not perfect like many of you are. Hey, I do not criticize Grant. But you also have to call it like you see it. I think Grant is I think Grant is the like prototypical American. Like what his story is great because of struggled in regular civilian life, and then this crazy thing happens. The country needs him, and he rises to the occasion. The Vicksburg campaign, one of the greatest campaigns in history, in modern military history. So yeah, there's no character assassination. I'm sorry if you took it that way. Oh, Withers broke. Wow. That's very disappointing. Those are regular... They have good training. Wow, I'm very disappointed by that. That battery right there just pounded him away. All right, well, we're going to try to break Meigs. All right, I think the sharpshooters can take these guns. We're going to push our guns forward, too. And then we'll call on the rest of Beauregard's men. Enough pussyfooting around. You pick Pemberton? Well, why aren't they in battle formation? Well, Meigs' brigade taking a lot of punishment, but we're not seeming to break him. Withers takes 100 casualties and he breaks. Wade Hampton, rally your man. You pick on Pemberton, the nut butters. Let's go straight after Meigs. Alright, we drove those skirmishers out. Really need Trappier to hold his position, though. Oh, he took those guns, that's right. So the sharpshooters get in, and now they're driving those guns away. Now we got fire from the front and rear. Still no sign of the reinforcements. Price with his 2,000 men about to plug that gap on the left. The Union left. Let's get some frontline artillery support if we can. These guns are idle now. Davis, it was weird where he had his favorites. I think Davis suffered from favoritism, and I think for some reason he really liked Pemberton. John Jones gets his first perk. There's Roseannadanna. How are we doing with casualties? 2,200. That's not bad. I still have another 20,000 men somewhere. They had to have been coming from here. I don't see a lot of dust. Maybe they're like, maybe we shouldn't get involved in this. Davis had his pet generals and weird decisions, and we'll never know what was wrong with him. His cause was not just. We need to break Meigs's brigade there. Time for an assault. I feel like attack column is... We're going to go in with the attack column. He's well rested. That's good. Looks like Jones might be in a little bit of trouble. Let's get Bushrod Johnston. Trappier might be able to... Those guns right there are still firing. I think we need to take them, though. All right, we got the assault here. We are breaking Meigs's brigade. We need to follow it up, though. Those are skirmishers. Early needs to push forward. Oh, I think I took feud off for this campaign because the AI can't. I think that's one more thing that AI has to deal with it, where the player probably has an easier time to adjust to feuding generals. Oh, Longstreet. We've got Longstreet in the thick of things. Or it could be, he could just be a... Well, let's find out who it is. Oh, it's Sherman. We have Churchill, Sedgwick. Sherman doesn't want to come to aid of McClellan. Yeah. So yeah, we're fighting. So Sherman. Oh, McClellan's his fame is 69. Leadership's 48. Yeah, I'm surprised. Sherman. They have 19,000 men. Oh, and 7,500 cavalry. 27,000 men. It's like another 30,000 men that they are slow to meet us. And Whiting's brigade has arrived under Price. Alright, we broke Meigs, though. We need to get Ledbetter back into single line formation. Now Sedgwick, if we can break Sedgwick. That's Rosecrans commanding the Union left. Oh, we've got them in a pickle. They found themselves in a bit of a pickle. So they're up to 3,600 casualties. Oh, we got Huget. Those are the gunners. Who is this? Edward Johnson needs to move forward and attack. Put up the pressure. Keep the pressure up. Gonna have Stewart finish him off. What do you mean one-to-one fights? Am I not using numerical advantage? I've got 2 brigades on the Sedgwick's 1. Still no sign of the Union reinforcements. All right, we got more Union units breaking. Would really like to get that major, though. I think maybe I'm not doing it as efficiently as I thought I was. So I apologize. What if we go in with Anderson? I think we can take out this brigade. Well, they took Wade's Mill. Wade's Mill was neutral, so they had to have taken that with something. But I haven't seen any I don't see any dust clouds. All right, we'll do another charge against 1st Brigade. Yeah, they're breaking now. All right, let's see if we can't run them down. I'd like to wipe out some of these guys. Stewart won't get in attack formation. Oh, we got second brigade to wipe. All right, all out assault now. Oh, that's cavalry. Churchill's cavalry. Was it coming down here? Maybe down this road. I'm sure they're there. But I wonder if word has gotten out. The core is, McClellan's core is crumbling. So 10,000 casualties. See if we can get our artillery just to pick off these retreating units. We got men over here as well. Come on, let's finish them off. We need to inflict some more damage. Yeah, you can just imagine Longstreet just sitting there smoking a cigar. Go get them, boys. Can't seem to get my guys, though, to continue the pursuit. Where's Stewart? There we go. I'd like to get another wipeout. Ah, we can't get the major. That's because of the reinforcements. That's a major if those reinforcements don't show up. Alright, that was pretty good though. Although, I mean, there might be another battle right off the bat because the other... I don't know if the other corps is going to retreat. Actually, no, it's considered a loss, so that, yeah, they'll retreat back. Hogleg Blunt. Our own losses mount up to 1,800. Enemy's national morale dropping 1.2. Our military experience rises by 1.5. All right, victory at Clarksville. Department of Ohio fleeing in panic. So Roseannadanna, after the reload on the save game, the forts did reappear, and I assumed that they were there. They just weren't showing up on the map. But the interesting part about this is that this was a Union-held fort still, which I found interesting. So we can now try to go in and help Little finish off that fort. Condition is down to 15, so we might actually pull off the victory for that fort. The eyes on the river look pretty good. We can probably move him up a little bit. We took the fort in the Indian Territory. Let's take a look. Now, their national morale must have ticked up to 75 before that battle. It's only down to 74 now. So, anyone else new to the stream, this is a Confederate campaign playing Grand Tactician, the Civil War. This is a defensive campaign. We can only invade in the neutral states, Kentucky, Missouri, Maryland, and Delaware. But we want to fight a defensive campaign. I haven't checked yet this game, but they usually seem to be pretty good. You can build anything that is river capable. And depending on port size, so you're limited to whether they're river or sea. A lot of ships are both, and port size on what you can build. Yeah, they disband. They become disabled on the river. They won't move. I think I've lost a sea fleet one time. The blockade's all the way down to Florida. We do have a navy here, about 8 ships. And another 3 ships with the CSS Virginia. Alright, so we've promoted Jackson to command the Army of the Shenandoah after our defeat at Cumberland. He's trying to move back to Winchester because he needs supplies. Alright, so we did order the cavalry reserve to retreat. So we're going to have to get him back. Alright, he's back in command. Let's see if we can fall back to Bowling Green. And I'm thinking Longstreet can move to Bowling Green and we can build a depot there and fort. Let's see, Price can help with finishing off this siege. Yeah, I'm trying. I want to get him back here anyways, so we're trying to get him over there. So his readiness is okay. He's on the move. That's good. All right, General Hawes has recovered. All right, so the Union forces retreat to Paducah. So we can actually, Johnston can go to Hopkinsville. Yeah, credit rating. We're probably using up had a big battle there. Probably using up more supplies. Alright, so we've established ourselves in most of Kentucky right now. Although it looks like there's some Union reinforcements on the way. There's our supply situation. Front lines. So if we can so we got Bowling Green and southern Kentucky well under control now. So we'll try to build a fort here at Bowling Green. Resupply ourselves as the Southern Cavalry Reserve now has re-provisioned himself. Fort Kershaw is garrisoned, so that's kind of like our left flank now in western Tennessee. We'll see if they try to make an invasion over there. Oh, McCulloch's got a third perk. We've given him Flying Column, Siege Train. Field Telegraph, maybe. There's this Army of the West in Indian Territory. He's been sitting there for a while now. They're only got 5,000 men. Colored Union troops recruited. British intervention 53%. Did he build, let's see, did we build our depot here? We did. Well, I guess we'll build a fort here as well. Alright, so Jackson is back. But we've made a command change and reinforced. So the command change is affecting readiness, and I think the loss from the battle too. How long is it going to take? Unit is slowly recovering readiness. The unit is probably waiting for reinforcing brigades to arrive. He's well supplied now. Only 30 guns. Finish the Union Army in the west. Well, we can use we can stand Waite and Longstreet to do that. We'll keep Johnston keeping an eye on the 2nd Corps at Paducah. We are researching military too, so we can start forming armies. We're almost done with that. 11 or 0.9 days, so one more day. Alright, so we were about to lose this, we're about to lose that siege, but it looks like we got it going in our direction now. We'll give Price a siege train perk. So military 2 is selected. Why don't we... Well, we can create an army in Kentucky. I don't know if they did emancipation. All right, so let's create an army of Kentucky then. British Army Diesel T. We call that Budweiser here. That's the assault on Cold Harbor. Such a waste of very brave men. There's a movie called Glory that is dedicated to the black Union soldiers in the Civil War. It's a great... Oh, Glory's the best. Glory is the best. The assault on Fort Wagner is just... That scene is amazing. Everything about it. Glory was like standard movie watching when I was in middle school, and that's when it first came out around then. Kind of date myself a little bit. Three want one large army in Kentucky, or make it two. Oh, see now. See now. I wish I can... I know I can choose the state of the army. Let's try this again. Well, I could do this. I'm not that young. If I delete this unit, readiness should go up for Johnston. Although he's not going to be the army commander. All right, there we go. Matthew, did you bring that? Was that you that said that before? Or was that someone else? Or did I read that somewhere? I could have swore it was someone in the stream talking about that. Alright, so who do we want as the army commander? It's not going to be Joe Johnston. He's been defamed after his defeat at Cumberland. I kind of want Longstreet. But Albert Sidney Johnston's got the fame. I think we're going to have to go with A.S. Johnston. You could have said it in an earlier stream. Who's going to replace Johnston as core? Could go with Hampton. Although he's a political general, he doesn't have any other. I mean, that's fine if you're critiquing historical inaccuracies, as long as you just can't let it ruin the experience. So Edward Johnson can take the division. Hampton can take the corps. Porky Pig should be the commander. Oh, we have Beauregard here. Yeah, I guess Beauregard would be the corps commander. We'll do it this way. Although I was a little bit disappointed in Hill's performance. We'll give him a go, though. He'll take over the division. Beauregard will take over the corps. A.S. Johnston will be the Army commander of Kentucky. Give Deschler a brigade command. I hear that lead paint might cause some problems down the road. And then when you mix it with diesel, but I hear it kills the coof, so I think you're okay. I think that cancels each other out. All right, Johnson gets the Army command of Kentucky. All right, let's move his headquarters, though. That we have our army now in Kentucky. Why don't we do... Let's form our army in Virginia then. They're auto-assign Joe Johnson every time now because... because he's there. So just so everyone knows, and I am going to do a Crusader Kings 3 stream tonight, later tonight. So if you are up for that, and I completely understand if you're not up for that, but I will do Crusader Kings 3. It won't be until about 10:30 my time, Eastern Standard Time. But I want to check out Royal Court. So if I start doing some streams nighttime Eastern Standard Time, those are going to be more just games that I'm interested in and maybe don't have a time to do deeper dives into. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if I can sustain. I have more time at night where I usually, but I also do a lot of the video editing and stuff for the regular videos. Am I recruiting reserves in the interior of the big cities? I mean, yes and no. I haven't been doing a lot of recruiting recently. Right, we need to get Lee's army here. So we'll attach the army of the Shenandoah. And then Lee also. Lee will probably, we'll probably just give command to Lee. So now we will give maybe Yule the core. It's his fame, like, oh yeah. Probably give him the core then. You can see though, like, even the current garrison troops are already at, a lot of them are already at poor training, so. So I'm trying to recruit in Richmond. Now I'm not seeing the difference in recruiting directly into the fort, though. I don't see much of a difference. Now you wouldn't want to recruit directly to the army a lot of times because that will lower readiness. Yeah, I could probably build a little bit more artillery. Good afternoon, coffee cocaine. You had to change your YouTube ID. I was wondering if that was you. What happened? Oh, where is the army command? Alright, so, alright. We will promote Yule. And then for the division to replace Yule, we will promote... We can do Robert Beckham. He's got a 4-star fame, 3-star administration. Didn't want anybody to trace you for your opinions. I gotcha. Junius Daniel will take over the brigade. Robert Beckham takes over for Yule. Yule will take over for Lee. Lee will take over the army. All right, there's Lee now. 35,000 men. I heard they're going to change the name Cotton Eye Joe to Fentanyl Joe. Let's get Lee over to range. Alright, so those are only 2 armies for now that we're going to create. Union Army of Missouri getting closer to Fort Hartranft. Oh, who wanted to call? We wanted to change it to Does someone want to change it to something? Oh, Branson. We can cut Fort Branson. Why don't we do that? Yeah, I don't like saying the name Hartrant. Fort Branson. That'd be pretty close to where Branson is, right? Alright, 53% British intervention. We still have the one siege. Ah, I hate when it says siege island number 10. We have 22,000 men, and it looks like just the one corps. Fort Brandon. Fort... I'm going to have to change my channel. Fort Let's Go, Brandon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fort Karen. If I built Fort Brandon, then you would see my finances go out of whack. You want to see some really bad inflation. Stop. Stop. We should be we should be getting that fort. Fort condition is 0 now. Oh, what's this? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something disintegrated. Cape Cod Bay Squadron 11. I don't have a Cape Cod Bay Squadron. So was that a Union Squadron? The Federal Cape Cod Bay Squadron 2 has disintegrated. The sailors have scuttled it. Nice! Good. Good for them. Oh yeah, we gotta do another policy. Oh, they're up to 200,000 men. So we could do Militia 3. We should have got a small boost in Volunteers 2. So we have 39,000 total volunteers out of all the territories. All right, policy. Pick the policy before you forget again. All right, we'll do Militia Act 3. Since we're falling behind in manpower. Oh, you want to do impressment? All right, we'll do impressment. Now that does we do lose support. Only -3 though. We can start recruiting political generals. 98 in Virginia. But impressment, it might counterbalance the support loss, because if it helps the economy, it gives you manpower and it might help the economy, but lowers at a cost of -3 support. We are going to have to build a depot here. They have supplies. They don't have forage though. We'll have to build a depot here. Oh. So Johnston's headquarters. Oh, they're coming after Magruder. 25,000. We'll retreat you back behind Fort Cumberland Gap. We might need to scrounge around for army. Porterfield has 7,000 men. We can try to send him through the valley and team up with Magruder. Paducah looks like they have... Oh, they have 2 corps. They stack their corps. There's 2 corps there. That's hard to... Army of Kentucky. Ooh, they might have 60,000 men there. We might need to recruit a little bit. What fort is this? Fort Chattanooga. I think we're going to recruit out of there. Really? Where is it? There it is. Oh, let's see what kind of commander he is. We can do, let's find an admin general. He's got 2 stars, so. I don't know, sometimes your morale goes pretty south of the border after you eat that Mexican food, if you know what I mean. All right, we'll recruit there. We can do Lowell as the artillery guy here. Polk. He would actually be he would probably be a good artillery division general. All right, so we have troops being trained in Fort Chattanooga. About 6,000 men right now. Yeah, God forbid you get stuck in Cleveland. Cleveland. All right, let's go after Department of Ohio. Where is he going? Johnston's headquarters got ambushed. Wait, I got he is in this cavalry. He's in Kentucky right now. 15,000 horsemen. Is that Lee's range? Really? Really? Only Pennsylvanians and West Virginians can... Why do so many of them relocate to Cleveland, Ohio? There's certain suburbs in Cleveland that have so many West Virginia and Southwest Pennsylvania immigrants. Like half the town will have Steelers gear up in front of their houses. You can tell where their families originated from just by the football team that they are supporting. It looks like they're retreating from Hartford, Kentucky. So apparently they're not going to let Johnston go to his command center. Did you see if you can upgrade? Oh, you know what? You're right. I meant to do that. I need to look at weapon upgrades. Our weapons industry has been really good. We're at 7.2. They still have Gideon Pillow as the chief of army. Enfield musketoon. Range is 400, 3.5 rounds a minute. 9. So the Frank Wesson carbine, 9 shots a minute. Oh, look at this Sharps carbine. Oh, look at that Spencer. 16 shots a minute. He repoed the half the state of Ohio. Yeah, they give him the Sharps carbine. Nice. Let's see if that does anything to Beauregard's. See that recruiting that one. Yeah, he's down to a yellow readiness. So that didn't recruiting the one artillery battalion didn't do much to his readiness. It was already in the yellow. I would like to get one more artillery piece in the artillery reserve there. Let's do these 24-pound howitzers. I think you can. I didn't realize this Parsons' artillery reserve is huge. We'll condense down these guns. So it looks like the Department of Ohio is retreating. Now that leaves... Do we move west? I'm sorry, move east to support Magruder in the defense of the Cumberland Gap. I didn't garrison this. I mean, I could send a brigade in there from Magruder. So we can send, let's send in one brigade of infantry to garrison Fort Cable. Actually, we can recruit directly to Magruder because I want to have him get into defensive stance here. They're finally recruiting from West Virginia. There's 14,000 recruits available in West Virginia. 79 support. That's not horrible. "51 days, though. Get some young lieutenants here. There's better people than that. Anyone notice that if you click artillery in the filters, it will stay that way, but if you click other ones, that it won't? All right, 9,000 men being recruited under Magruder, but that's going to take some time. We do have Porterfield on the way to reinforce the Cumberland Gap. This fort really needs to fall, though. Right, 18,000. Let's actually, we have more. We should actually have more men to recruit. So we actually have 28,000 men available as volunteers. So we'll actually recruit under Bragg. But I can only recruit one full infantry brigade right now. I want Pender on the artillery, not the infantry. All right, so we recruited some more units, but they won't be ready for a month or two in some cases. But we've fallen behind about 40,000 or so men. Well, Jackson actually has 19,000 men. That's we merged the cavalry reserve with Jackson. He actually has 2 divisions of cavalry now. Because that cavalry reserve got jumped. All right, we're capturing this depot, though. So that's good. May 25th, 1862. All right, so Johnston's still retreating back. So what we could do is we could keep Johnston here and then send Longstreet eastward. And then we could get we'd assign Magruder to Johnston's command. So let's transfer Magruder. And we'll probably merge Porterfield with Magruder's corps. We'll wait until he gets there. He should be taking train. Yep, he's on the rails. See, First Corps, so they have 22,000 men in southwest Missouri. So it might be tough to go on the offensive there. How large is this force in eastern Kentucky? Okay, that's the Army headquarters at least. So it looks like about 22,000, maybe up to 28,000. He's on the rails. On the crazy train. Although weight is getting low on supplies, it's going to take them a while to repair that depot. Yeah, but I think to win the game, we will have to take Kentucky. I might have him fall back. He was at Hartford, but he's getting low on supplies. Because that depot is only half built. And we can build a depot there. I'd rather build a depot, though, here at Bowling Green first. Colonel DeRosey has recovered his wounds. It looks like they've stopped in front of London, Kentucky. I'm actually going to build a depot here at Bowling Green. And a fort. I don't think so. Porterfield is right over here at... He has arrived. We're going to merge him with... actually going to merge him with Magruder's command. So we're just going to peel off Porterfield's divisions. Take a seat, Porterfield. You're back on the bench for now. We'll build a depot here. Finances, how are we doing? Depot's costing us quite a bit actually now. 151. So that's probably more of a reflection though of the economy more than anything. Army upkeep. Our army upkeep is good. So Union Army upkeep is costing them a small fortune. It looks like we're doing better overall surplus-wise versus the Union. We appreciate all you've done, Porterfield. Actually, we might recreate an engineer division from him again. Because that was his main job right now. He was building these forts. Speaking of which, wow, his readiness is slowly recovering. We'd like to build a fort right here. So we'll move him over. We're moving Jackson to build a fort at South Branch Bridge. You'd rather see a depot at Munfordville, not Bowling Green? But we could leapfrog Munfordville to Harrodsburg and then fortify the Kentucky line once we get there. We have lost contact. Really need to take this fort. It's about to happen. '38th Congress has been chosen. Democratic support rising. He entered June 3rd, 1862. So finally, Fort Trabue finally recaptured. Price earned another perk. Engineers, siege train. We can do sappers and miners. Field telegraph, maybe. Bragg's unit is more of a engineer unit. We need to build a depot for Fort Poe. Little will stay in. We were building that second fort because we had that graphical glitch. That'll be fine. He'll finish building that. Or we can actually no, we'll use him to help build the depot. Treaty of Saigon. So we lost contact with those Union armies in front of Cumberland Gap. They're probably just sitting there. Well, we'll have McCulloch dig in around here for now. See what the Union does out west. They've got a small force in Indian Territory. I don't want to go chasing after that small unit and letting Arkansas defenseless. I'd rather stay in defend Arkansas and possibly get into Missouri. Once Stan Waite replenishes his provisions, we will probably use him to scout eastern Kentucky. Well, I appreciate you joining us from Great Britain. You are British. Is that where you currently reside? The Union creeping into about to take Grafton. They are creeping into West Virginia. I don't have a garrison there either. Thought I garrisoned a lot of these forts. Fort Denison. We'll order a garrison there. You appreciate the defensive. That's your home state, is it? Where's Fort Denison? Alright, Fort Denison. We need at least a small garrison there. Oh, I can't recruit anyone. It's a couple batteries it is then. All right, they'll be ready hopefully in half a month. All right, Jackson needs to build a fort here. Oh, his readiness isn't good enough. Oh, he's almost there. Oh, he's got a perk. Engineers and mechanics. Let's do flying column, though. He should be hitting orange readiness. Well, they're coming in for Fort Denison. Although Jackson might be needed to reinforce Fort Denison. So there's some movement from the Union at Paducah. Colonel Garnett has recovered from his wounds. All right, Fort Denison. Ooh, they got 25,000 men, 33 guns. Oh, see, they take the depot too. They have 29,000 men. The GoFundMe thing is ridiculous. That's what I think about that. All right, we'll try to get Jackson over to help defend Fort Denison. Maybe we'll send a division from Magruder over to Jackson. Yeah, we're gonna have Jackson move to Stanton and then help that garrison out. I think we'll actually reinforce him too. Maybe peel a division off of Magruder. I wonder if we can actually take 5,000. We can. Why don't we bring the bald knobbers from the west? They won't be there in time. Yeah, we'll transfer. We can transfer 4,000 men from the Marshall's division. Why don't we do that? Yeah. Didn't they start producing a lot of cotton in India too? do feel like it was weird Confederate policy to enforce an embargo to try to force the British hand into helping them. All right, we're going to send a division to Jackson. They will be there in 10 days. That's not bad. Hey, you don't get any of our cotton unless you help us. How about that? Oh, please, let us help you. We will never survive. Confederates really thought that Europe was so dependent on their cotton. Which at the time they were, very much, but... Confederacy impresses supplies and slaves, so that policy is taken. Disaster. Oh, they took Fort Denison very quickly. Quicker than I had hoped. Right, like, when you force someone to come up with alternatives, they're going to come up with alternatives. All right, let's take a look at recruitment now. Oh, 60,000 volunteers. So impressment definitely freed up a lot that time. Yeah, so we have 78,000 men now. Yeah, we can do... What do we want to do? What do we want to do? 12 of 12 policies. I think, have we maxed out our policy slider? We have. So, can we cancel government funding and then and then maybe would that open up industry for us? Diplo 5. We might have to cancel a policy because we're already maxed out. Like, I don't think we can go any further. Oh, blockade runners. Okay. Yeah, blockade runners is open to us, so we can do that one. Trade war subsidies plus 40%. All right, that will help the economy out. Good call. Secretary Robinson impeached. Alright, so Jackson is at Stanton. We'll build a... Because we're going to build a fort there too. Actually, we're going to use Little's engineer detachment. We're going to use him to come over here and help build stuff in the valley. Slavery prohibited in the territories. U.S. Congress to regulate slavery. We need to recruit men. We can recruit more men. So we could probably form up another corps here in Virginia. Do we want Johnston to command a new corps? I don't like that defamed thing. Well, I'm kind of running out of time here for this one. On the next one, we can recruit our... We've got a lot of recruits available, so we'll form up some more units to help deal with some of the gaps in our line. And then we'll take care of the Union invasion in West Virginia, see if we can't defeat them. As I said before, we're probably going to do a live stream of Crusaders King 3 tonight. So if you are up and awake at that time and are interested, refame him. Sure, yes, they should have that mechanic. So we'll be doing that tonight. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure it'll be a different crowd. I do appreciate you guys joining me for the Grand Tactician live streams. We'll do another one Thursday for sure, barring Act of God type stuff. And then we'll go from there. So if you're new to the stream, check out the other videos. You can check the links in the description. I'll also put the links also for the first episode. TS Scope, welcome to the... I hope I said that properly. Welcome, new face in the stream. Always welcoming, so I appreciate you joining. Again, I will always try to schedule in advance any live stream. The Grand Tactician live streams will be consistently 2 to 3 times a week at 10:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yep, till Thursday. Thanks again, everyone. You have a lovely day.